everybody, welcome back to my channel, sharoncullenart. Today I'm going to be doing 4 book reviews and all of them are absolutely wonderful. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Today I am also working on the inside cover of my brand new sketchbook I'm starting. And so I have a video going for that as well that you'll be seeing soon. It's mixed media. It's watercolor, gouache, colored pencil, you name it. It's all in there. So, but let's get going on the books. All of these books are related to art and related to how you can become an artist, whether it be through painting, music, writing, whatever the case may be. So the first one I wanted to show you is a book by Julia Cameron. She was the best-selling author of a book called The Artist's Way, which I have not yet read, but I understand it is very, very good. This one, I saw somebody on another channel reading, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot, and I bought the wrong book. Which I haven't started. It's on Kindle, but it's got the same title. And this is called Letters to a Young Artist. And it is so good. And this woman, her art obviously is writing. And so her books are, they relate to all art. She doesn't focus in totally on writing. But there was something I wanted to read. I bought this used. I think it's out of print. So if you want to buy it, you can buy it used. Maybe you can still get it. Anyway, I'll post a link in the description. And hopefully you can find it. There was this, what it is a book that somebody was writing to her. Letters to her, and they became fairly regular letters, and she was responding to his letters. So she ends up putting all of her letters to him in this book. His letters to her are not in there, but she reviews the questions and topics that he's talking about. So you get the gist of what his letters were about. And she's tough. But she's actually very good. And there was something in here that I wanted to read to you really quickly. It's about people giving up on their art because they think they're not good enough. And instead of fighting through it, they give up. So on this letter, let me just read this letter really quickly. She says, Dear X, I guess I made you mad. Sometimes a bottom line question can do that. You write that my question about daily productivity made you feel cornered. What's wrong with being cornered? I find it very useful. As a young writer, deadlines and rent help guarantee that I did produce something. Over time, the habit of producing became more ingrained. I learned to answer the question, am I a real artist? With, did I make any art today? So she wanted to change her mentality from am I a real artist to did I make any art today? I began to learn that I didn't need to be in the mood to make art in order to make some. Moods were elusive, misleading, and just plain hard to pin down. I exhausted myself waiting for inspiration when I could have simply been working. Furthermore, I learned that my mood was an unreliable guide. My negative mood would often tell me good work was bad. My euphoric mood would tell me bad work was good. Over time, I learned I had to just put in days at the page and sort it out later. I had to learn to be willing to write badly some days and to write anyhow. You can fill that in with paint or draw. More on this thought later. Are you willing to make art badly? Somehow, I picture you there in your minimalist apartment. That's in the beginning of the book. She goes off on him about that. In search of the perfect idea for a perfect piece of art that will yield you a perfect bullseye in your career. I imagine you searching for a precise idea that will rocket you to the top, make you hot, give you Andy Warhol's 15 minutes of fame. Speaking for myself, I want more from life than 15 minutes of limelight. I want the daily satisfaction of a job well done, track laid for the day. I want to feel that I've laid a certain amount of track each day. Lay any track today, Buster? And then she goes on in this next letter, which is the one I really wanted to talk to you about. I will just give you little bits and blurbs instead. No, she says, he asked her, you asked me what is the possible value of bad art? And this is what I really wanted you to hear. For one thing, we sometimes have to make bad art to get to the other side. An artist's growth does not look like a graph ascending straight upward. No, an artist's growth proceeds more sporadically. We make art in a certain level of a certain kind in a certain style, and then that style collapses. It falls apart. We've outgrown it. It no longer supports us. I've been there several times. And so we enter a period of tangled artistic syntax in which we do make art badly. She said that she had been writing badly and those bad books got her to the other side. Eventually I wrote well again and better books arose from the ashes of my syntactical hash. And then she goes on to say, many artists quit the first time they hit a bad spell. If we think we always have to make good art, then we hit a hard patch. We don't work through it. We skid to a halt. We think, what's this about? Maybe I don't really have a vocation. Maybe I was just deluded, having visions of grandiosity. I'm no real artist. Artists of all stripes suffer this mentality, which is true. Even the best artists that you watch on YouTube are that way. I mean, I watch some really good artists and they feel that their art is bad. And I look at it and I think it's beautiful. But it's bad in their style of what they are doing to them, you know. But I will stick to writers. That's what she says. She says, I want you to notice something. You wrote that you were tearing a lot of things up. I wonder about such snap judgments. In my experience, everything is leading us somewhere fruitful. Every blind alleys and cul-de-sacs have a creative value. Those crumpled sheets of paper may have a few valuable pen scratches on them that would give you some good ideas were you to revisit them in a calmer frame of mind. So just substitute that with painting and watercolor, gouache, or whatever. Maybe an idea would have the nerve to develop if you weren't shouting, off with its head so early. You complain of being blocked, but a block is really just the ego's resistance to working badly. Did you get that? A block is really just the ego's resistance to working badly. This is America, and we are very focused on product. We want final drafts, not rough drafts, and we want our perfection appreciated, damn it. As a result, we have one eye on our process and the other on its probable reception. When we ask, is this any good, instead of, is this interesting to me, we're asking the wrong question. What the hell, Buster? Work badly. Do I hear you yelling? I can't. Damn it. And I don't want to. Why should I put bad art into the world? We don't want to just be artists. We want to be good artists. Hence, you're wanting to dress the way you think good artists dress. All right. I admit it. There can be a certain comfort in feeling you look like you belong to a tribe. Let's get real. A great deal of bad art is already in the world. Some of it made by very good artists in a choppy period. If you are in a choppy period right now, and it sounds like you are, the best way out of it is more art. Art for the hell of it. Art for art's sake. A little bit of non-serious art for nobody's eyes but your own. Could you try it? Making art takes guts. Choosing to be vulnerable and exposed rather than safely blocked is a risky venture. The ultimate reward, however, is truly great art. Now, this is really an interesting book, and I'm sorry that it took me, I don't even know how many minutes. I'm in 9 minutes now. Letters to a Young Artist. It is so good, and it has so much wonderful advice. So get that book. Another book. I've been very into watching illustrators' vlogs and seeing what they do because I'd love to get into illustration a little more. I do love my landscape paintings and all of that, and I'll never give that up. But illustrations are very interesting to me. So I bought this book called Wonder. It's very excellent. It's by Beatrice Blue. And I will just show you some of the things in this book. Now this book is about Beatrice B, and she gives a lot of great advice. So another thing, if you're very into a green earth or whatever, I want you to know that this publishing company has a tree planted for every book that they sell, which is really nice. Doesn't say where they're planting right now, but I believe it was first published in the UK. I'm not sure where this publishing company is. But anyway, I will show you some of her illustrations. Here's her first pencil sketch of an illustration that she did. And then I'll show you the next page after she completed the illustration. Oops, it's not on the next page. This is B. And then it starts out, the way we view the world is somehow unique to each one of us. And it goes on from there. But here is the finished illustration from that pencil sketch. Very beautiful. So there's a lot of illustrations in here, but there's also a story, and the story is really good. I've just started this book, and I only read it when I pick it up and put it down. It's not a book that you have to read straight through. She goes into her education, and then she has perpetual movement, finding treasures. There's a lot of photos in here. Talks about her life, and B is the author, but I just love her cute little illustrations. They are just adorable. So anyway, this is a good book too, and it says right on the back, have you ever wondered what's behind the hidden doors, the paths that lead to nowhere, and the secrets of lost treasures? It's just a feel-good book. Rainy day, sit down and read that. Now, on to these other two books. Many of you follow an artist that I have been following for years, since she started her YouTube channel and her painting journey. Her name is Sarah Burns. She does a lot of gouache painting and some watercolor. I love her style of art. It is so beautiful. And she wrote two books. They were in a Kickstarter for a while, and now you can buy them directly from her website, so I will put them out there. They came to me yesterday. I was so excited I squealed. I had a doctor's appointment to go to, and I took this book with me. It's called Brush Mileage, My Self-Guided Painting Journey. And it is basically her entire journey from where she started, growing up, going to school, the degrees that she got. Her first degree was in ceramics art. Her second degree was in interior design. And she had tons of bills to pay and student loans to pay off twice. And she is still paying them off. But she decided to travel the world and ended up in Scotland, was on a train going to London, and kept getting bumped from seats because people had bigger groups, so she would get up and move, and she ended up sitting across from this young man, and they started to talk, and they hit it off, and now they're married, and she has moved to Scotland. She's been there for about 5 years, I believe, but she talks about her move, how scary it was. Then it gets into her painting styles and how those evolve. She's got tons of beautiful pictures. I want to see what page I'm on so I don't lose it. Page 44. She just talks about all sorts of different things. There's so much art in here. She talks about her Forest Spirit series, all of her different series of art. You can see these on her website as well. A lot of her paintings. I just love her style. I did not realize at one point she was a realist artist, and she's gotten away from that and even put her hand into some abstract art for a while. Now she's more impressionistic, and she does such a beautiful job. Her art is absolutely amazing. Let me find one of her realistic paintings it's amazing to me. I did not realize. And she had been doing art in college, but she never went into it. And it was a hobby of hers. Here we go. She did a lot of sketching in her designer's degree, which are amazing. They look like architectural designs. Oh, here's some of her realist art. I thought they were photographs at first. These are paintings she did. Look at that ring. Is that not amazing? And the wine. It's just beautiful. Even the water. She has the mind of an artist, and she's just amazing. So if you don't watch her channel, she has two. One of them is called Sarah Burns Studio, and that's where she does her painting. And then she has another one called Sarah in Scotland, which I absolutely love. And those are more of her vlogs and seeing Scotland. The second book that I got from her is Sketching Scotland Volume 1. So I'm assuming she will be having future volumes come out. Now these books are not cheap. If you live in the US, it's going to cost you almost $100 to get these books. I think each book was 25 euros, so we pay a little more. And then the shipping is high too. That was like 25, and then taxes and everything. It was like 90-something dollars. It was crazy. But very much worth it. These books are heavy duty. Even though they're soft cover, they're heavy duty. She signs each one, and it shows that that's a first edition book. So if you were to keep it and wanted to sell it later as a first edition, you could do that. But she's got all these photos of Scotland and the paintings she's done, and there's just so much sketching, plein air painting. This is mostly about plein air painting, being on location. So anyway, Sarah Burns Studio. Get these books. These books are absolutely amazing, and I will put a link in the description for you. They're so wonderful. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share with you those 4 books. I am going on vacation next month in July before the wedding. This week will be, well, the second day of my vacation will be burying my father, God bless his soul. And we'll be burying him with my mother in the same plot, actually. Then my sister and brother-in-law, my husband and I are going camping on the west side of Michigan, and we're going to travel around. We're going to go visit his sister, who is an artist. She's more of an illustrative artist. Her style is very different than mine. When I'm on vacation, I will show you some of her work. She also has said that she was going to give me some of her father's paintings. She doesn't know what to do with them all. And I am so excited to get some of Arthur Lehman's artwork because it is beautiful. I've showed you some of it before. I'll show you more when I'm on vacation. I'll be vlogging. I'll be doing all sorts of stuff so that you can follow along. I'll be painting. My sister took up acrylic painting, so I'm going to try to get her into plein air painting, but she's a very early beginner. She does great. She's got a good eye. We're going to go visit Tony's sister Tina, and I'm going to get to see her art studio, which was built inside a barn on their property up in the Leelanau Peninsula of Michigan. If you're unfamiliar, Google it. It's beautiful there. All of Michigan is beautiful, except for the cities. But I was going to tell you something else we were going to be doing. Oh, my sister's trailer. Tina, my brother-in-law's twin, she painted their trailer with illustrations. They have one of those little teardrop trailers that's basically a bed inside, and then on the back is a flip-up kitchen, and you have your kitchen area, but it's very compact. You could probably pull it with a VW. They're so small. Tina painted all the way around with illustrations. So I will be showing you their trailer as well, and you can get an eye for what kind of work she does there too. That's it, you guys. Everybody remember, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Have a terrific day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. God bless you. back to painting.